All right, everybody. So now we're going to take the ADR project we've been working on with our dialogue.
Obviously, you haven't met my mother-in-law. Shut up and get over here.
So we have some of this stuff well placed, some of it's not quite lined up perfectly. We're going to try taking over Audition and see if we can help it line up better with these. You could actually see the bump right here for this line.
Who are
Um,
you? I'm your
and actually, that lines up fairly well. Well, actually, we're not seeing the guy who says that, but
Who are you? I'm your worst nightmare.
I mean, obviously it's my voice. We'd have the actors' voices here, but this gives you an idea. So now what I'm going to do is take these files and take this sequence, and I'm going to go edit, edit in Audition sequence. So I don't want a clip. I want the whole sequence out there, and it's going to come up with a new name. I'll call this version 3, just so we have a new name for it. It's going to go in the Adobe Audition interchange, so it'll be linked, dynamically linked, and ready to come back and forth. And it's going to, all the information to come with it. So I'm going to go OK, and now it's going to send it over to Adobe Audition, and that will open up. And here it is, pretty much what I had before, and you can see that that here's the various pieces.
Who are you?
Now, if I unmute this one, I can hear the top.
I'm your worst nightmare.
And you can see it's not quite lined up, but I can actually see where the pieces are here. So I'm going to come right over here, and I'm going to take the razor blade, which is R in this one, this side, and this side. And that way, if I use the move tool, I have this clip, and I can take this clip, holding down the shift key. Now, those two are both selected. And I'm going to take this one and align it up with this one. So I'm going to right click on that and go down here to where it says automatic speech alignment. Now, this is not always a perfect tool. As you can see, it asks what's my source or my reference clip, and that would be this first one. And what's my unaligned clip is this second one. So I have to have those in the right order. And then I have choices here of tightest alignment, balanced alignment, and stretching, or smoothest stretching. So right now, let's just try tightest alignment and see how that works. Sometimes the stretching makes it sound like you're a little drunk. So let's try this one. So I'm going to click OK. It's going to take those two clips and generate another clip. So here's the new clip. These are it pushed the other clip down below. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that one. I'm going to solo this so you can kind of hear it.
I'm your worst nightmare.
So it stretched out my nightmare. Let's hear the other one that it was replacing.
I'm your worst nightmare.
So it stretched out the mare a little bit to try and fit it there. Let's try this one over here.
Shut up and get over here.
I actually think it's aligned fairly well, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the R for the razor tool, and I'm going to razor it there, and I'll razor it there. And then I'm going to use the V tool or the move tool to go back to the pointer, command click on the second one. So those two are selected. Okay, so then I right click and come up with automatic speech alignment right here. I'm going to click that one. I want to make sure that my ADR V2 is up on top and my ADR 36, which is my clip right here that I'm destination or what I'm drawing from. Now this time I'm going to do smoothest stretching, and we'll see if it makes me sound drunk. Okay, so here's the new one, and I will solo this one and unsolo that one.
Shut up and get over here.
Shut up. I think it definitely made me sound drunk. I'm not crazy about this tool all the time, but I want to show you that it's here, and sometimes it can save your bacon.
Shut up and get over here.
I think the second one sounds better, but it's a good indication. So we now have a couple of new pieces to bring over. So now, to bring them back over to Premiere, we're going to simply go File, Export, export to Adobe Premiere. And it's going to ask me, how do we want to take it over there? And I want to take it over there at sample rate of 4800. Export each track as its own stem, so each track will be separated up with each other. And I'm going to go ahead and export that. So if I just wait a minute, it says, do you want to put in the new track? All right. Okay. So now that I've exported that, it should have brought these new tracks down here. Now they're way down there because I already had been doing this a couple times, and so um, they're just up here. So here's the first track, and this is the new one. So I'm going to actually delete that track. This is the one that had the new dialogue, and I will solo that, and I can see
Gotta bring it over here.
that's my drunken self, and I actually prefer the this other one a little better, I think. But you can see that it exported the whole bit back to me, and I can now rebuild and construct my sound piece. Uh, and so basically, that's the round trip from Audition back to Premiere. Sometimes I like the way it aligns. Other times I don't think it's that helpful. I end up really just getting in. If I need to lengthen something or something, I will actually move right in and cut individual words apart.
Gotta bring it over here.
I mean, shut up and get over here. You can just see the words right there, and I can just take the razor blade, which is C or cut in Premiere Pro, and I can just cut apart those words. And if I want to, make a gap, I can. If I need to make it a little longer, I can go back to the move tool and just stretch that out a little bit. And when I'm soloing that,
Gotta bring it over here.
see, I put a gap in there. You can barely hear that little skip there because I put it in the silent part. All right, so that's enough of me talking about Premiere to Audition. We'll do more work in Audition later, but I just wanted to first introduce you to ADR and Audition.